Imagine standing at the edge of a quiet lake at dawn, the world hushed, the water perfectly still. In that silent reflection, you see not just your own face, but the longing and ache you've carried for so long. There's a question that ripples through the surface. Why do I keep reaching for those who never reach back? If you're listening now, it means you're ready to hear the answer your heart has been whispering all along. There is a heartbreak that doesn't scream. It's the soft ache of chasing someone always just out of reach, someone who slips through your fingers like water, leaving you waiting in the doorway of your own, longing for a knock that never comes. If you've ever found yourself reaching for someone who never truly turns around, if you felt the pain of being almost chosen, almost loved, almost enough, then you know this ache intimately. Every time you chase, your heart pounds, your spirit aches, and somewhere deep inside, your soul asks the question that haunts you: why am I never enough to make them stay? Picture yourself in that moment, the urge to chase swelling inside you like a tidal wave, threatening to sweep you away. Your mind spins stories of what could be. Your heart pleads for one more chance, one more message, one more fleeting sign that you matter. You become lost in a labyrinth of longing, chasing after someone already halfway out the door. But what if you stopped? Imagine letting your feet rest, letting your heart be still, refusing to chase anyone who keeps running from you. What would it feel like to simply stand still, to let the silence envelop you, to choose yourself instead? What if the greatest act of love you could offer yourself is to stop moving, stop reaching, and to let yourself be found by you? This urge to chase is not new. It is ancient, rooted in the tender, wounded heart of your inner child. She learned, long ago, that love must be earned, that she must prove herself, fight for scraps of affection, and never, ever let go. Every time you chase, you abandon her all over again. You teach her that love is something to be hunted, not something to be received freely. And so the cycle repeats. You chase, they run, and you are left breathless, hollow, and alone. There is a lie we swallow, often from childhood, that if we are always available, always giving, always chasing, we will finally be loved. But the more you chase, the more invisible you become. You pour yourself out for people who cannot hold you, and with every drop you give away, you lose a piece of yourself. People-pleasing becomes a gilded cage, and you are the one holding the key. Setting boundaries feels like standing on the edge of a cliff, terrifying, uncertain, the wind howling with the fear of abandonment. Those who have grown accustomed to your chasing may protest, may even walk away. Let them, because the more you chase, the less they value you. The real question is not, who will stay if I stop chasing, but who is worthy of my energy at all? And the answer, always, is you. Your emotional energy is sacred. Every time you chase someone who is emotionally unavailable, you bleed out your own light, drop by precious drop. You feel exhausted, anxious, desperate for a love that never arrives. The more you give, the more you shrink. The more you chase, the more you disappear. Freud, the great cartographer of the human soul, once said, "Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways." When you chase after the emotionally unavailable, you bury your own needs, your own truth, your own pain. You silence your heart for the hope of being chosen by someone who cannot choose you. But what if you honored those feelings instead? What if you let your longing breathe, let your pain speak, and stopped running after those who only offer you their absence? Freud taught us that the patterns of our past shape our present. When you chase love on autopilot, you surrender your power. But the moment you notice the urge to chase and choose to pause, you reclaim a piece of yourself. You show your inner child that she is safe, that she does not have to beg for love. Every time you chase, you are spending psychic energy that could be invested in your own healing, your own growth, your own joy. You are pouring your life force into a well that never fills. You are watering a garden that refuses to bloom, And with every drop, you become more depleted, more desperate, more disconnected from yourself. But imagine what could happen if you redirected that energy. Imagine investing it in your own dreams, your own passions, your own healing. Imagine what it would feel like to be full, to be whole, to be radiant with your own light. This is not a fantasy. This is your birthright. There is a dynamic at play when you chase. You become the pursuer, the one who tries to fill the void left by someone else's absence. In this dynamic, your needs are projected onto another, and their avoidance becomes a mirror for your own longing. The more you chase, the more you reinforce the role sown who runs, one who pleads. Those who are used to being chased may feel discomfort, even try to pull you back into the old dance. They may protest, criticize, or accuse you of changing. But this is not about you. It is about their discomfort with no longer being the center of your energy. Your withdrawal exposes their inability to meet you halfway. The emotionally unavailable person is not a villain. They are simply someone who cannot meet you where you are. They are someone who, for whatever reason, cannot hold space for your love, your presence, your truth. And that is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of their capacity. The more you chase, the more you become entangled in their story, their wounds, their limitations. You become a character in their narrative rather than the author of your own. You lose sight of your own needs, your own desires, your own truth. But when you stop chasing, you break the spell. You step out of their story and back into your own. You reclaim your role as the author of your life. You become the creator, not the reactor. And in that moment, everything changes. There is a fierce courage in silence. When you stop chasing, you create space for your inner child to finally be seen and heard. Silence is not emptiness, it is the sanctuary where you begin to heal. Your silence is a boundary, a shield that says, no more. In that quiet, you hear the voice you've been longing for. I am enough. I am worthy of love that does not have to be chased. When you stop chasing, you create discomfort for those who depended on your pursuit. Let them feel it. Your silence is not a void. It is amplified presence. In that space, you reclaim your energy and your power. Silence is not passive. It is active. It is a declaration. It is the refusal to participate in a dynamic that drains you. It is the choice to invest your energy in yourself, rather than in someone who cannot receive it. Silence is where you meet yourself. It is where you listen to the whispers of your own heart. It is where you remember who you are, beneath the noise, beneath the longing, beneath the ache. Reclaiming your energy is an act of radical self-love. It's not enough to know you deserve better. You must choose it, again and again. Each time you resist the urge to chase, you reparent your inner child. You sit with her pain, hold her hand through the discomfort, and remind her that she is safe with you. The discomfort of letting go is real, but the peace that follows is deeper than you ever imagined. As you protect your energy, you teach others how to treat you. You stop chasing, and suddenly you attract respect, not just attention. The goal is never to be needed by others, but to be whole within yourself. You become the embodiment of self-worth, radiating a quiet confidence that draws in those who are capable of true connection. Being selective is not about arrogance or indifference. It is about discernment. It is about knowing your worth and refusing to settle for less. It is about choosing yourself, even when it is hard, even when it is lonely, even when it means walking away from those who cannot meet you where you are. You do not have to justify your boundaries. You do not have to explain your silence. You owe no one an explanation for choosing yourself. The path to healing may feel lonely at first. You may mourn the connections that fade when you stop chasing, but what you gain is far greater, your own unwavering presence. Out of your vulnerabilities, your true strength is born. By turning inward, you become the parent, the protector, the champion your inner child always needed. Some relationships will fall away, But what remains is the unbreakable bond you forge with yourself. So let this be the moment you stop chasing those who cannot love you back. Withdraw your energy, reclaim your power, become the source of the love you have been seeking. Sit with your discomfort, nurture your inner child, and let your silence speak volumes. Remember Freud's wisdom: unexpressed emotions will find their way. Let them be transformed, not buried. You are the love you have been waiting for. Choose yourself, fiercely and unapologetically. This is your moment to stop chasing, and finally start living. Chasing love is like running after a mirage in the desert. The closer you get, the further it retreats, leaving you parched and weary. So ask yourself, who taught you that love must be earned through sacrifice? When did you first learn to chase? Imagine standing in a field of wildflowers, feeling the sun on your skin, knowing you were enough just as you are no chasing, no running, only being. Write a letter to your inner child. Tell her she is safe, she is loved, she does not have to chase anymore. You are not here to beg for love, you are here to embody it. The journey is not easy, but it is sacred. Let go of the chase, and step into the fullness of your own heart. This is your awakening. This is your homecoming. This is the beginning of everything you have been longing for.